And we are live here from the Career Activity Center here in Ada, Oklahoma for today's Great American Conference matchup between the Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm, 25th ranked team in the country, and they're going to take on the East Central Tigers. And boy, if the women's game is any sort of sign, we should be in for a dandy here today. If you're just joining us, the women come from behind, trailing by 18, come all the way back and take a 3-point win over East Central in our first contest today. And the men going to look to follow it up here and see if they can get a W here at the Career Activity Center. James Hill here on the call. Glad you can join us here today. And you got to think this is going to be an East Central team really fired up to play the Southern Nazarene team. These two teams met in Bethany, and it wasn't a contest. SNU led by as many as 35 and ran out to a 91-66 win over the Tigers. Just a dominant performance by the Crimson Storm, but been a little bit of a different team for SNU and possibly a little bit of a different team for East Central as well. As East Central comes into this game, an 8-5 record. They are 6-0 on their home floor, 5-3 in conference play. I'll check that. They're actually it didn't include Thursday's game where they did defeat Southeastern. They're actually 9-5 now and 6-3 in conference play. And so they're looking forward to taking on SNU for the second time and hoping that they can find a better result this time around over the Crimson Storm. SNU, on the other hand, trying to just, I don't want to say it's a funk, but they've been in a little bit offensively, just something probably they're not used to, and I don't think fans are used to. It's just they have been on the road a lot lately, and they have been struggling offensively. It really has been weird to watch from the Southern Nazarene team, which is typically so good on the offensive end, and they have just been just haven't had a lot of flow, missing more shots than they probably usually do. And so you want to kind of see them maybe loosen up, see if they can get some shots to fall, see if you can start seeing that SNU brand of basketball that we're used to. SNU's going to have their hands full, though, as they'll have one of the leading scorers in the GAC to go against, and that will be Cameron Talley, averaging almost 21 points a game. SNU did a good job bottling them up in Bethany. We will see if they can do so here today. So we're going to go timeout here. We will have the starting lineups announced to the crowd here, and we will come back, give you those lineups, and get you ready for tip-off. SNU and ECU set the tip-off here in just a moment. Again, those starting five for you. First, beginning with East Central. At guard, a redshirt freshman from Putnam City, 0, Jaron Jackson. At guard, a senior from Racine, Wisconsin, number 1, Jamie Woods. At guard, a junior from Rockwall, Texas, number 3, Cameron Talley. At forward, a senior from Racine, Wisconsin, number 5, Darian King. And at guard, a redshirt freshman from Pryor, Oklahoma, number 12, Tyler Arnold. For SNU, same five that you've seen as of late. At guard, a junior from Oklahoma City, number 3, Micah Spates. At guard, a senior from Mansfield, Texas, number 15, Zach Johnson. At the 3, a junior guard from San Antonio, Texas, number 25, Jonathan Dunn. At forward, a senior from Bryan, Texas, number 22, Quaylen Newton. And the big man down low wearing number 32 at 6'11". He's a senior from Hutchinson, Kansas, and he is Noah Starkey. Starkey and King are set to jump. And Starkey will win the tip-off. It will go to Micah Spate. And it's game time here in Ada. As SNU will get the first possession, they'll get it to Zach Johnson. Johnson going to go to Spate. Spate going to take a three-pointer right off the bat. Short. Rebound to Arnold. Tyler Arnold going to bring it forward. Arnold going to drive. Kick to King. Almost taken away by Newton. Newton goes flying towards the cheerleaders. And it'll be out of bounds. Will remain ECU basketball. It's like Woods set to inbound. Actually, they'll get it inside to Woods, who will go out to Talley. They're going to go to King. Back to Talley. Talley loses possession for a moment. Zach Johnson defending. They'll get it back to King. King will get it to Woods. Back to Talley. Talley at the wing. Nice little quick move to the baseline and gets the floater to fall. Cameron Talley gets the first 2 points on the board, and East Central leads 2-0. Very, very quick move there from Talley. Zach Johnson, top of the arc. Johnson will go to Dunn. Dunn pump fakes a three. He'll take a two-pointer. Good. Beautiful pump fake by Dunn. Goes just inside the three-point line and buries the mid-range. Jackson with it. Jackson will go to Talley, or check that, Woods. Now he'll go to King. Gets it over to Arnold. Arnold back to Woods. And we'll go back to Jackson. Jackson looking to drive, kicks it to King. King going to drive and gets it taken away. Micah Spate with it. I think Johnson got a hand on it first. Spate looking to drive, gets stuck, goes to Dunn. Dunn lays it in, and it's 4-2 Storm. Nice job by Spate finding Dunn there in transition. And Talley will bring it back down for the Tigers. Gets it to Woods. Woods back to Talley. Talley to the free throw line, drives, kicks to King. King puts it up and in. Nice drive by Talley, nice dish to King, and King finishes it off, and we're tied at 4. SNU, they're going to keep tracking this game. They're going to have to make some shots. Spate going to come off a screen. Nice help there. Now they'll go to Johnson, and they'll look to get inside, trying to get to Starkey. They'll go to Newton. Newton going to drive. Newton going to go back out to Dunn. They'll go to Spate, moving around to Johnson. Johnson drives, goes up, and draws the foul. That's going to go against King. And Zach Johnson, check that. No, it will be Darian King. So Zach Johnson's going to go to the line 4-2. Johnson, one of the heroes from last game, played such tremendous defense in the matchup against OBU. Came away with the game-winning steal to give SNU that 1-point victory on Thursday. First free throw from Johnson is good. Johnson, a senior on this team out of Mansfield, Texas. Making his 9th start, 4.2 points per game. 21 steals, which is 3rd on the team. Second free throw is good from Johnson, and Crimson Storm have a 6-4 lead over the Tigers. Jackson going to bring it forward. Jaron Jackson will come off a screen. They'll switch. They'll get over to Woods. They'll move it around to Talley. Talley gets a little bit of a bump. They'll go to King now at the wing. Back to Woods. Woods to Jackson. They'll go inside to King. Nice cut there by Talley. He gets the layup to fall. We're tied at 6, and that's the big difference you're already seeing in this contest compared to the one in Bethany is Cameron Talley getting off to a nice start, 2 for 2 already with 4 points. Trying to get it inside to Starkey here early on. Dunn going to come off a screen. Dunn, nice dribble moves. He drives, and the layup is good. Beautiful move there by Jonathan Dunn. Quick crossover skills, and he gets to the bucket. Jackson now with it. Goes to Woods. Woods to Talley. Talley off a screen. Talley goes to King. King backs down. We're going to get a foul on the floor. It's going to be on Starkey. That's going to be his first foul. So an early foul there on Noah Starkey. King kind of went just right at him there. King doesn't quite have the height like Starkey, but King has got a lot of strength as Talley's going to take the baseline inbounds and lay it in. And we're tied at 8. Cameron Talley out to 6 points here in the early going. We mentioned one of the leaders in scoring in the GAC. Dunn with it. Dunn to Newton. Back to Spate. Little weave here from SNU. Ooh, nice little move there by Spade. He gets the floater, though, and misses just wide, and the rebound comes to Jackson. Three-pointer from Talley on the other end in transition, no good. Rebound by Noah Starkey. Shot clock did not start, so it's going to go to 27 seconds here in just a moment. Talley, an impressive player, as I mentioned, averages almost 21 points a game. 47% from the field. Then 36% from behind the arc. R.J. Palmer going to check into the game, as well as Chris Stevens. Palmer, the senior out of Tampa. And then you got Stevens, the junior on this team, out of Rowlett, Texas. They're going to go inside to Starkey for the first time. Starkey tries to put it up. A lot of bodies in there around Starkey. He can't get it to fall. Jackson, crossover, drives. Tough shot, no good. King pulls the rebound down, kicks it out. Talley with it. He's going to drive, kicks out to King. Woods open at top of the arc for three. Off the mark, no good. Noah Starkey with the rebound. Dunn on the other end at the wing. They'll go to Palmer. Palmer backs his man down, spins. Tough shot from the baseline, no good. Rebound comes out to Palmer. He gets it back to Spade, and SNU will reset. Spade going to kick it to Stevens. Stevens going to take a three-pointer. Off the mark, no good. Talley with the rebound. Cameron Talley, done defending. Gives it to King. And to Woods. He's going to hand it off to Arnold. I'll go to Jackson. Jackson drives, kicks. Long two-pointer from King off the mark. Chris Stevens with the rebound. And he'll get it to Micah Spade. 8-8. We are under 16 here. Spade going to go to Dunn. Dunn back to Spate. Spate will go to Stevens, inside to Palmer. Palmer's double teamed, has to go back out to Spate. Spate going to take a three-pointer. Back iron, no good. Looked pretty good there from Spate, just couldn't get it to fall. Arnold coming back on the other end will go to Talley, almost taken away by Spate, but now they do get it to Talley, open for three, and it's good. Unlucky there by SNU. Look, they had a steal on one end. It went right back into Woods' hands, and he kicked it to Talley in the corner for three. Talley now up to 9 points here early on. They're going to have to solve the issue with Cameron Talley. They'll go inside to Starkey on the other end. Easy layup. Beautiful entry pass there from Jonathan Dunn. And the Tigers hold an 11-10 lead. Johnson's going to get ready to check back in here for SNU on the next timeout. Talley's going to drive, and they're going to get a touch foul on Dunn. And we'll have a timeout on the floor. 14-17 to play in the first half. A lot of action here early on. East Central with the slim 11-10 lead over SNU. .17 to play in the first half. East Central leading Southern Nazarene 11-10 here in the early goings. SNU 4 of 10 from the field. 0 for 3, though, from behind the arc, and they have really struggled from behind the arc during this 4-game road trip. East Central, on the other hand, 5 of 9 from the field, 56%, 1 of 3 from behind the arc, and Cameron Talley has gotten off to quite the start. 9 points here in the early going. During that timeout, Zach Johnson checked back into the game, as well as Ashton Charles for the first time. Charles, the sophomore from Houston. You also got Jalen Brown into the game for East Central, and Joshua Apple. Brown gets his first touch, gets it to Arnold. Arnold going to drive, kick, three-pointer on the way from Jackson. It's good. Jaron Jackson for 3, and East Central leads by 4. Johnson with it will go to Stevens. Chris Stevens with it. They'll get it to Dunn. Dunn, mid-range jumper. Good. Jonathan Dunn. 8 points for Dunn early on, and we might be seeing a Dunn versus Talley matchup. That's good for everybody. It'll be a good little show for the fans. Talley, long three, well off the mark. I don't know if Dunn got a piece of it or not, but Dunn was right there in the face of Talley as he let it go, and he airballs it. Johnson going to bring it forward. SNU trails by 2, 14-12. Back to Dunn.
Keep going.
Dunn to Stevens. Oh, lazy pass there, and it's intercepted by Apple. Apple blows the layup completely. Palmer came across trying to strip it of Apple, and then I guess in the process, Apple just kind of lost his balance and completely blew the layup, airballed it actually. Palmer will go to Johnson on the other end. Johnson to Stevens, Stevens to Dunn. Dunn will go to Ashton Charles. Charles back to Stevens. Stevens takes a three-pointer. It's short, and the rebound comes out to Jaron Jackson. Jackson will come off a screen. Inside to Apple, and he gets the layup. Beautiful pick and roll, and they got a foul. Didn't hear the whistle there, but it's an and one, actually. They're going to get it on Dunn. That is going to be number 2 on Dunn. For the first time today, we'll see Coleman Edwards into the game, as well as Micah Spate. Dunn will have to take a seat on the bench. They're going to get Starkey back into the game as well. He'll check in for Palmer. So one shot coming up here from Apple. And it is good. Apple is sophomore forward from London, England. As he completes the three-point play, and East Central gets their biggest lead of the game so far at 5 points. Spate going to drive. Pump fakes goes to Coleman Edwards. They'll go to Charles. Charles backs his man down, puts one up in the paint and gets it to fall. Nice move there by Ashton Charles. Jarrett Dixon also into the game, and he brings it forward here for the Tigers. Talley going to drive, goes up, no good. Good defense there. Charles with the rebound, and it's going to be a foul. And it's going to be on Dixon, his first. Jakeem Akers into the game for East Central. Talley going to take a little bit of a rest. Both leading scorers so far on the bench. And Micah Spate going to bring it forward. Gets it to Charles. Edwards, or check that, Johnson with it. They're going to go inside to Starkey. Pass was a little bit long. Apple, though, can't corral the steal. We'll have a timeout on the floor. 11:52 to play here in the first half. East Central leads 17-14.
This is where I use the skills I've learned. This is where the moments I love happen. This is where I grew up, and it's also where I serve.
In the U.S. Army Reserve, you train at least 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks a year. Here, you learn the skills to lead and succeed in life while staying close to home. Part-time service, full-time success. GoArmyReserve.com.
$11:52 to play in the first half. East Central leading Southern Nazarene 17-14. SNU 6 of 13 from the field, 46%. East Central 7 of 14 from the field, 50%. A couple three-pointers from the Tigers, 2 of 5. SNU now 0 of 4 from behind the arc. You got to think a few of those got to start falling here for SNU. Both teams with 1 turnover in the early going. It is SNU basketball on the baseline. as Micah Spate is set to inbound. Spate going to go to Coleman Edwards. Edwards, a three-pointer on the way. It's good. Coleman Edwards buries that three-pointer. And we're tied at 17. Dixon going to bring it back. Almost taken away there by Johnson is Talley, who had a very short break there, back into the game. Apple with it. Hands it off to Dixon. Dixon to Apple. They'll move it back around to Talley. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Talley, nice crossover, mid-range jumper with Johnson in his face. No good, but out of nowhere is the rebound by Brown, and then a foul called on Edwards. Jaylen Brown just kind of came out of nowhere to sky for that rebound. Brown averages 7.3 points per game, shooting 57% from the field. Not a three-point shooter, only one taken this year. First free throw is good, where he is only a 42% free throw shooter. Quaylen Newton back into the game for SNU. Second free throw is up. And good. So the 42% free throw shooter goes 2 for 2. I feel like I've been seeing that so much on the road this week. It blows my mind. Coleman Edwards with it at the wing. They're going to go inside to Starkey. Starkey going to kick it back out to Spate. They'll go inside now to Newton. Newton, nice move. And from behind, the block from Brown. He came crashing down for that block. And Darian King going to check back into the game. Angelus King is 6'6". As we say, King's got a certain thickness to him. He is very, very tough. Edwards takes it, top of the arc. Edwards, nice crossover, steps back, 6 seconds now. 5 on the shot clock. Johnson's going to drive. Johnson to the basket. Goes to Starkey, beautiful move, and he misses the layup. The rebound to Brown. That was an easy layup for Starkey, one that he does not usually miss. Talley with it on the other end. 2-point lead for the Tigers. They'll go to King. King hands it back off to Talley. Oh, almost taken away by Johnson. They get it back to King, though. Nice spin move. Tough shot. No good. Rebound again by Brown. He kicks it out to Akers for 3. No good. Zach Johnson skies for the rebound. And back on the other end comes SNU. About halfway through this first half. They'll go to Edwards. Edwards, another three-pointer from the corner. Coleman Edwards for 3. And SNU back ahead by 1, 20-19. And then on the other end, a turnover from Jarrett Dixon. Can't handle it there. Dunn going to check back in. Jaron Jackson into the game as well. So they're going to get Dunn in. He's done this a few times where he's had 2 fouls. He'll check in and play with 2 fouls. And the majority of the time he's done a good job not fouling. We'll see if that will be the case here today. So Micah Spate going to bring it forward here for the Crimson Storm. Coleman Edwards remains in the game, 6 points right now. We're going to get a foul on the screen. It's going to be on King. That's a big foul right there, because that is his second, and he's going to check out of this game as Apple's going to come back into the game. Now, Apple is taller than King. Apple comes in at 6'7". He really probably looks more like 6'8" almost, but he does not have the build quite like King, so you got to think they're going to try to feed Starkey possibly if they can here. Dunn steps back, mid-range jumper, short. Rebound comes out to Brown. Jackson coming down the other end. Jackson going to drive towards the baseline, gets trapped. Apple going to move it all the way around to Brown. We'll get it to Talley. Talley, quick dribble moves. I'll move it around the arc. Driving is Brown, and he travels. Brown frustrated. Looks like maybe with his teammate there. And so back the other way comes SNU. Be Micah Spate coming. Micah Spate drives. Runner, no good. Rebound comes out to Jackson. Jackson to Dixon, back to Jackson. Jackson going to come off a screen, steps back. A couple dribble moves on Edwards, spins, layup, out the rim, no good, and a late foul. Actually, it's going to be on East Central. It's going to go against Apple. That's going to be his second. So 2 of East Central's big men are in foul trouble now as Apple picks up his second foul. 4 team fouls. They've all been on the centers for East Central. Back the other way comes Spate. Spate coming off a screen from Starkey. He'll get another one. He'll throw an alley. Oh my! Spate to Newton. That's something we've missed here. And Spate raises the roof down the floor. And it's 22-19 SNU. Apple with it. Apple hands it off to Talley. Talley going to drive, kicks to Apple. Apple drives, taken away. Micah Spate with quick hands. Jonathan Dunn has it. Dunn will kick it out to Edwards. Three-pointer in transition. Good! Coleman Edwards! 9 points off the bench, and they explode out of their seats as there's a timeout on the floor. And we have a timeout. 25-19. SNU moves ahead of East Central. We'll be right back.
Army Reserve soldiers use their skills to make the Army even more capable and gain the tools to make themselves even more successful. Learn how at GoArmyReserve.com.
Give him a hug.
No. Next. Hannah?
Full frontal?
No way. Guys, practice hugs are not necessary. You don't have to practice hugging.
How about we serenade them?
Well, I'd be happy to sing a song for you.
It's terrible.
Diffie, driven by family since 1950.
8:29 to play here in the first half. Southern Nazarene has moved ahead 25-19, an 8-0 run. Just right there, 8-0 run. And as we take a look at some of the stats, SNU 10 of 22 from the field, 46%. 3 of 7 from behind the arc, 43%. East Central on the other end cooled down a little bit to 41% from the field, 2 of 6 from behind the arc. Edwards, the big one. You know, we've mentioned SNU struggles from behind the arc. Well, that's a good way to get it. Coleman Edwards going 3 for 3 from behind the arc. He's leading the way with 9 points. East Central has the basketball. It's Brown handing it off to Jackson. They'll go to Apple, top of the arc. Apple back to Brown. They'll go to Talley. They're all over Talley, making sure he can't get a clean look here. Dixon now with it. Dixon going to come off a screen. Now driving will be Brown. Brown loses it and turns it over. Asking if it got tipped. A little bit out of control, though, going to the basket, and he's going to check out of this game, I imagine, as Jamie Woods is going to check into the game. So SNU leads by 6. Micah Spate going to bring it forward. Spate struggling from the field, 0 for 4, but he has 6 assists in the early going as well as 2 steals. Edwards remains in the game, hot hand right now. They go to Micah Spate. Spate back to Edwards. They'll move it to Dunn. Dunn going to go inside to Palmer. Palmer gets a double team, goes right through it and draws the foul. Nice job there by R.J. Palmer. And they're going to get the foul on Dixon. So Palmer's going to go to the line for 2. As we said, the senior on Tampa did not play on Thursday night in the win over Oklahoma Baptist. Palmer averages 8.4 points per game, which is 4th on the team, shooting 51% from the field. And he is a 59% free throw shooter. First one's up and good. Zach Johnson into the game. He's going to check in for Dunn. So Dunn does a nice job getting about 3 minutes probably there in that stretch. No fouls. Good defense in the process. Second free throw up from Palmer. That one's off the mark, and the rebound will come to Jackson. So SNU increases their lead to 26-19. It's a 9-0 run in the last 4 minutes, a 14-3 run in the last 5 minutes. Dixon with it, gets a double team. They'll go to Apple. Apple pump fakes, goes back out to Dixon. Dixon will go to Woods. Woods pump fakes, goes to Apple, back to Woods. Good defense by SNU, just getting it back. Talley's going to do a runner, no good. feel like the Tigers had a couple good looks there, but SNU staying strong in their defensive effort there. Palmer gonna draw a foul. That's gonna be on Apple, and that's gonna be 3. Apple has 3 fouls now. Brown's gonna check back in, as well as Arnold, but this is gonna be a severe disadvantage right now for the Tigers. Their 2 big men are on the bench right now. In foul trouble. Spate's going to take the inbounds. Nice move. Kicks it to Johnson. Will go to Edwards. Edwards three-pointer from the corner. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound by Jackson. Good look again from Edwards. Just couldn't get that one to fall. Jackson with it. They'll go to Brown. We'll kick it over to Woods. Smaller lineup in the game for the Tigers. Arnold gets it. Back to Brown. Now we'll go to Jackson, to Woods. Tigers moving around that three-point line, trying to get a look. Trying to find Tally, it seems like. Arnold with it. Arnold steps back. Kicks it to Tally. They'll go inside to Woods. Woods back to Tally. Three-pointer, good. You can hear the coaching staff frustrated. They let Tally open for just a second because that is the man that can burn you. He has 12 points here in the first half. And the lead cut to 4 here. Spate looking to answer on the other end. Back iron, no good. Rebound to Brown. Spate's struggles continue. They'll move it over to Arnold. Arnold off a screen. And they're going to get a foul. Not sure if it was off the ball or on ball. Nope, they're going to get R.J. Palmer with a hit. Starkey into the game, Dunn into the game, Stevens into the game. So new lineup in. Edwards checks out. Spate going to check out as well, and Newton going to check out. You got to think it's going to be Starkey time here in the last 6 minutes. They're going to get an illegal screen. That's going to be on Woods. That's going to be his first. As we said, the 2 centers out right now for East Central. Now, if you're East Central, you got to imagine they're going to try to double team him as much as possible. Nice screen there from Noah. Now they'll get it into Noah. Slam dunk. Noah Starkey on the feed from R.J. Palmer. A pretty one. And the lead out to 6. Tally. They're going to move it all the way around to Jackson. They'll go to Arnold. Arnold to Brown. Back to Tally. Tally going to come off a screen. Tally back to Brown. Brown. Tough shots taken away. Jonathan Dunn picks it off. Momentarily couldn't come up with it, though. Tally. Oh, they try to go to Brown. He goes for the dunk, and he gets rejected. On the other end, it's Stevens. Goes to Palmer. Lays it in. Good defense on one end. Transition offense on the other. Huge block there from Starkey on Brown. Arnold with it off the screen. Arnold going to drive. He's stuck, goes back out to Woods. Brown goes to Arnold. Arnold pump fakes, goes to Brown again. Tough shot, oh, and they get a foul on Starkey. That's going to be his second. So Brown, 2 free throws. Short on the first. Ashton Charles going to check in for Starkey with 2 fouls. 4 points for Starkey so far, 3 rebounds. Second free throw is good. Cuts the lead back down to 7. And the Crimson Storm will bring it back forward. Been a good first half for SNU, shooting 46% from the field thus far. Stevens with it. Stevens to Dunn. Dunn going to drive. Mid-range jumper. Good. Just so pretty there from Jonathan Dunn. He's up to 10. Woods, ooh, almost didn't catch it. Jackson kind of threw it last minute. Arnold going to drive. Arnold gets trapped momentarily. Gets it out to Tally. Tally pump fakes. Top of the arc. He's going to drive. Tough shot. No good. Rebound comes to Johnson, who goes to the ground, and they're going to get a foul. I think that's going to be on Brown. It will be. For Brown, that's going to be his first. And I believe that is free throws for SNU. Johnson's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1. Micah Spate will check in. He'll check in for Dunn. Again, Dunn, a good job, comes in, gets a few minutes in. No fouls, scores from the field. So Johnson at the line, 1-and-1. First free throw is good, and it's a 10-point lead for SNU. Johnson 3 points, all on free throws thus far. One more coming up. It's up, and it's good, and the lead out to 11. SNU leads 34-23. The big thing is SNU has forced East Central into 7 turnovers. SNU only has 2 turnovers here so far. And here, Coach Bohach, you want to keep that up throughout this contest. Pressure on defense while taking care of the ball on the offensive end. Woods with it, going to go to Talley. Talley drives, almost gets it taken away. Good help from Charles. They'll go to Woods. Woods with a lot of pressure from Charles. Now they go to Brown. Brown going to hand off to Talley. Talley, a lot of pressure. Heaves a three-pointer off the mark. Shot clock violation. Tremendous defense from the Crimson Storm. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. 3:37 to play in the first half. SNU leads 34-23.
Army Reserve soldiers use their skills to make the Army even more capable and gain the tools to make themselves even more successful. Learn how at GoArmyReserve.com.
Championship Tournament returns to the Bruin Fieldhouse in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, March 7th through the 10th. It's all on the line as the league's top teams battle for the conference title and an automatic spot in the NCAA Division II Basketball Regionals. For ticket information and to follow GAC basketball throughout the season, visit GreatAmericanConference.com. The GAC Basketball Tournament, March 7th through the 10th. The Great American Conference Basketball.
3:37 to play in the first half. SNU shooting 48% from the field. Really getting in a nice flow offensively. You like to see that. 3 of 9 from behind the arc, with all 3 coming from Coleman Edwards. On the other side, East Central 8 of 21 from the field, 38%, 3 of 7 from behind the arc. SNU has forced East Central into 8 turnovers while only turning it over 2 times on the other end. And they have the ball with the 11-point lead in the waning moments here of the first half. Micah Spate's going to go to Jonathan Dunn, and he'll go to Zach Johnson. Johnson goes back to Spate at the wing. He'll come off a screen. Kicks it over to Charles. Charles, a three-pointer on the way off the mark. Arnold with the rebound. I'll move it around to Woods. Arnold now with it. He comes off a screen. Arnold goes to the ground. Nearly loses it. Now just heaves one up, and somehow it goes into the hands of Brown, but he misses the layup. Micah Spate coming on the other end. And Spate will get it to Johnson, and SNU will reset. Spate's going to go to Dunn. Dunn to Johnson. To R.J. Palmer. Hands it off to Micah Spate. Spate pump fakes a 3. Goes inside to Palmer. Beautiful move. Misses the layup, but he follows his shot for the make. And the lead out to 13. This has been an impressive first half from the Crimson Storm. It's a 19-4 run in the last 9 minutes of play. Brown to Arnold. Arnold going to drive. Lays it up, no good. Too hard on the layup. Spade on the other end. Bounce pass to Dunn. Goes to Johnson. Johnson gets it to Dunn. SNU's going to reset it. It'll get back to the point guard, Spade. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Go to Charles. Dunn, beautiful pass, lays it in, and the lead is out to 15. It is a 21-4 run. 8-0 in just the last 3 minutes. Jackson with it. Jackson, nice move, drives. Good defense there by Palmer. Charles with the rebound. Spate gonna come the other way. Spate, beautiful pass, slam dunk R.J. Palmer! And it's a 17-point lead. A lot of energy from the bench right now for the Crimson Storm. Brown with it. Brown gonna drive. Brown gonna kick, almost taken away by Dunn. Ended up being a kickball, actually. Incredible defensive effort here from the Crimson Storm. Micah Spate now with 7 assists in this first half. Arnold with it. Arnold off a screen. Good switch there by SNU. They'll go inside to Woods. Woods going to go up, and they'll call a blocking foul on Dunn. That's going to be his 3rd. And they count the basket as well. Not sure how the basket counted either, but it counts nonetheless. Dunn will check out with 3 fouls. Woods will have a chance for a 3-point play. And it's no good. So the SNU lead stays at 15 with 1 minute to play. This is more of the SNU offense we've come accustomed to. Such a great flow to it right now. Great ball movement. Palmer's going to set a screen. Spate going to kick it. Charles going to drive. Kick to Micah Spate. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Spate. R.J. Palmer going to take a 3-pointer off the mark. And the rebound's going to go to Jackson. Under 40 seconds to play. Arnold with it. Goes to Woods. They'll go to Brown. Brown back to Woods. They'll go to Jackson. Brown now with it. They're just denying tally, and they're going to get a reach foul on Coleman Edwards as they look like he was going to take it away from Arnold. Arnold, a 74% free throw shooter. He's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1. Going to just cut this deficit a little closer. SNU's going to be able to hold for the final shot. First free throw is good for Arnold, provided they get the rebound or on a made shot. Only first point for Arnold. He's the 3rd leading scorer on this team. 10.1 points per game. Good 3-point shooter. SNU's done a good job denying him. Arnold hits both. And 4 straight points there from East Central to kind of calm the storm at least a little bit. However, SNU's going to hold for the final shot. Spate with it. 10 seconds on the clock. Screen from Palmer. Spate, tough shot, well off the mark. Jackson with the rebound, and we'll go to halftime. So it is halftime here in Ada, and what a first half it was by the Crimson Storm. See if they can do it for another one as they lead East Central 40-27. We're going to take a break here for half. We'll be back towards the end of the half to give you some first half stats and get you ready for that second half. SNU, again, the 25th ranked team in the country, leads East Central 40-27.
Suppression 3, 2, 5, 5, 200, 4, 1, 0.
There are those who stand forever ready. Ready to defend the nation. Ready to fight for what matters. No matter what.
Let's go! Get my round in there!
Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
Championship Tournament returns to the Bruin Fieldhouse in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, March 7th through the 10th. It's all on the line as the league's top teams battle for the conference title and an automatic spot in the NCAA Division II Basketball Regionals. For ticket information and to follow GAC basketball throughout the season, visit GreatAmericanConference.com. The GAC Basketball Tournament, March 7th through the 10th. The Great American.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question, what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character. And then creating culture. Certainly when we graduate students, they go out and they create culture in classrooms, they create culture in churches, they create culture anywhere they go. Last but certainly not least, in fact, I would put it first, and that is serving Christ. I like the fact that it's last because it does undergird everything that we do. Our responsibility, I believe, more than anything else, is to serve our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Halftime here in Ada, and what a first half it was for the Crimson Storm as they lead East Central 40-27. Looking to make it a sweep here of the Tigers in 2018-19. As we said, they beat them in Bethany earlier this year, and they're looking to do it again here in Ada. Some first half stats for you. SNU, 16 of 34 from the field, 47%, 3 of 11 from behind the arc, 27%, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. On the other side, East Central only 9 of 25 from the field, 36%, 3 of 7 from behind the arc, 43%, and then 6 of 8 from the free throw line. Jonathan Dunn leads the way, 12 points, shooting 6 of 7 from the field. Coleman Edwards adds 9 points off the bench. R.J. Palmer with 7 points. On the other side, Cameron Talley leads the way with 12 points. And after that, not a lot. Jakeem Akers and Josh Apple, the only ones with 3, as well as Jaron Jackson, I should say. SNU winning the rebounding battle, 19-17, 11-8 in assists, and then only 2 turnovers by SNU in that first half. Well, the second half here coming up in just a moment. And we're almost set for second half action here from the Career Activity Center here on the campus of East Central University, where SNU looking to go to 15-3 on the season and 8-2 in GAC play. As they look, as we said, to get the sweep here over East Central. Should be an exciting second half. And if you're SNU, you're hoping just not a lot of things change here. In the second half, played about as good of a first half as you've seen on the road in quite a while so far this season. So you want to keep that up for another half. The biggest one we're keeping an eye on some scores. Harding and Southern Arc tied at 33 at half. That's the big one right now, with Southern Arc leading the GAC as East Central will inbound it and bring it forward. It's going to be Jackson with it. Jackson going to go to Woods. We're going to get a foul off the ball. And it's going to be on Starkey. And that's going to be his third. And so just like that, Noah Starkey going to check back out of this game. R.J. Palmer into the game. Palmer had a nice half, 7 points off the bench. Bench has kind of been the key so far today as they'll get it to Woods. Dunn's going to have to be careful. He already has 3 fouls. He is on the floor right now. King with it. King missed a lot of that first half in foul trouble. Tough shot by Jackson in the lane. Gets it to fall. And it's down to an 11-point game. Zach Johnson, top of the arc. SNU will set their offense. They'll go to Dunn. Dunn open for 3. Front iron, just couldn't get it to fall. Hits the top of the shot clock. That was a good look there from Dunn. Sometimes just doesn't want to fall. Jackson going to bring it forward now for East Central. And he'll get it to Cameron Talley. Jackson will take it back, trying to get Talley open. They'll try to go inside. It's tipped away by Newton, but Woods able to corral it. They'll get the 10 seconds on the shot clock with Talley having it. They'll go inside to King. King going to back down Palmer. King trying to make a move in the paint. No good. Palmer with the rebound. Good defense there by R.J. Palmer. Spate with it. Spate drives. Beautiful move to the bucket and gets the layup to fall. Been a tough start for Micah Spate, but a great move to the basket. Gets his first 2 points of the game. SNU back ahead by 13. Arnold with it. Goes to Woods. Try to go inside again to King. King back to Woods. They'll move it around to Talley. Arnold picks up his dribble. Jackson to Talley in the corner. They'll go inside. King gets it blocked. Huge block there by R.J. Palmer. Spate with the rebound and draws the foul. It'll be on Jackson. That'll be his second. What a big block there by R.J. Palmer. And it is quiet in this gym right now. So Micah Spate going to bring it down here for the Crimson Storm. Gets it to Zach Johnson. We'll move it over to Jonathan Dunn. Dunn crosses over. Dunn, good pass. Oh, but Woods steps in front of it. A little pick and roll action with Palmer. Talley going to come down the other end, kicks it out to Woods. Woods back to Talley. Good transition defense there by the Crimson Storm. Arnold gets it back and lays it in. Arnold able to get a step on Dunn, and Dunn having to be careful with those 3 fouls. Can't contest too much. 4 points for Arnold. Johnson takes the handoff, and we're going to get an offensive foul. And they're going to get a foul on Spate.
And that's a foul on the defense.
SNU coaching staff not happy with the call. Back the other way comes Jackson. They'll get it to King. They'll go inside to Arnold. Tough layup, no good. Rebound by Jackson. Check that, Johnson. Spate with it. Spate going to kick it out to Palmer. They'll move it over to Dunn. Dunn back to Quaylen Newton. He'll hand it off to Spate. He'll take a 3-pointer. On the money! Micah Spate for 3. And Spate with 5 points here in the first couple minutes of the second half. Lead back out to 14. Arnold going to kick it out to Woods. Woods going to go back to Arnold. Woods almost hit his own man. Arnold stuck. Puts a little shot up under the basket. Just found the slightest of openings. SNU still up by 12. Dunn with it. Dunn off a screen. Great pass to Palmer, and he gets fouled by Woods. Boy, Palmer was ready to throw that one down. For Woods, that's his second. Palmer's going to go to the line for 2. Said Palmer 7 points so far, 3 of 6 from the field. He's 1 for 2 at the free throw line, 3 rebounds, an assist, and a block. First free throw from Palmer, short. Ashton Charles going to check in for Quaylen Newton. Also into the game is Jarrett Dixon, making his first appearance of the second half. Second free throw from Palmer, no good. So 0 for 2. So Talley going to come back on the other end.
Talk, RJ!
Talley going to get it over to King. They'll go to Woods.
Flick, Ash, good lead foot!
Woods back to Arnold. Arnold going to go inside to King. King backs down Palmer, goes up. Oh, and they get a foul. Just a bad call there. Palmer had his hands up and looked like he blocked the shot, and somehow they got a foul on that. 15:59 to play in the second half. SNU holds a 45-33 lead.
Deflection 3-2-5-5. 200-4-1-0.
There are those who stand forever ready. Ready to defend the nation. Ready to fight for what matters. No matter what.
Let's go! Get my round in there!
Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
Defeat, driven by family since 1954.
Okay, guys, remember, no hard selling, no high pressure. Serenading, good, leave that to Sheldon, all right? Hugs, side hugs. Normal. People don't like to be sold, but they love to buy. You know, these guys may not look like much, but they are some of the greatest guys.
How about a hug?
Defeat, driven by family since 1950.
45-33, Southern Nazarene leading East Central. 15:59 to play here in the second half. East Central shooting 3 of 6 from the field so far, 50%. SNU on the other end, 2 of 3 from the field, including a three-pointer. However, the one thing SNU has early on here in the second half that they've already matched their turnover total from the first half, so their turnovers up to 4. They only had 2 in the first half. They already have 2 in the first 4 minutes. So SNU want to clean that up as King is at the line for 2 free throws. First one well short. King has only 2 points today. He's the second leading scorer on this team with 14.5 per game. If he hits the second, he was a 53% free throw shooter. So we're going to get a foul on the play from Dixon. Dixon is down. Wait, did they call it on Charles or did they call it on Dixon? Dixon's out of the game now. And PA announcer said that was on Charles. But we must have missed what happened. It's now East Central basketball. Jackson going to go deep to King, so I guess we missed what had happened there. They ended up going on Ashton Charles. Tally, nice pump fake, but a good block there by Charles. Good help there by Ashton Charles to get the block on Cameron Tally. They have slowed him down quite a bit since his barrage early in the first half. Spate with it. Spate, nice pass inside to Dunn as he's grabbed and fouled, and he's going to go to the line for 2. Foul is going to be on King, and that will be his 3rd foul. So King up to 3 fouls in this game. That was one of the differences in the first half. Both him and the other big man for East Central, Joshua Apple, got into foul trouble. Apple has 3 as we speak, as Dunn hits the first free throw. Now King is up to 3. He's done a lot of damage here today, really. With Noah Stark, he's sitting some time out. He's only played 11 minutes so far today. Second free throw from Dunn. Gets the friendly roll. Dunn, the leading scorer on this team, 17.9 points per game. And he gets a pair of free throws there, and the lead back out to 13. Arnold will take the pass at the wing. They'll go to Woods. They're going to go inside to King. King going to drive, kick. Woods thought about a 3, gets it to Jackson instead. Jackson drives, tough shot, no good. Great defense there by Micah Spate. Spate going to go to Palmer. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson back to Dunn. Dunn, jab step, 3-pointer. Good, Jonathan Dunn. He's got 17. He has shot it well today, and the lead back out to 16. We got a timeout on the floor. Jonathan Dunn, 7 of 9 from the field. 17 points, and SNU has a 50-34 lead with 14:56 to play in the second half.
This is where I use the skills I've learned. This is where the moments I love happen. This is where I grew up, and it's also where I serve.
In the U.S. Army Reserve, you train at least 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks a year. Here, you learn the skills to lead and succeed in life while staying close to home. Part-time service, full-time success. GoArmyReserve.com.
14:56 play in this contest. Southern Nazarene, 25th ranked team in the nation, leads East Central by the score of 50-34. It's been a good showing here for the Crimson Storm as East Central has the basketball. We'll get it into King, who will hand it off to Jackson. Jaron Jackson going to get it to Tally. Jack Johnson doing another good job on a good scorer. Jackson with it. We're going to get a foul off the ball. It's going to be an offensive foul. It's going to be on King, and that's going to be 4. That is huge. Apple's going to check back in with 3 fouls. And I think you get him his 4th here pretty quickly. East Central's going to be in a lot of trouble in the post. Coleman Edwards gets it at the wing. Edwards to Palmer. They'll move it over to Zach Johnson at the other wing. Johnson moves it back to Edwards. Edwards going to come off a screen from Palmer. They'll go to Charles. Charles, jumper from the free throw line. Can't get the friendly roll. Rebound comes down to Apple. Arnold with it. Arnold looking to drive, taken away. Coleman Edwards takes it away, gets it up to Palmer! Slams it down! And the lead back out to 18. Tally with it. And SNU back on defense. Arnold goes inside to Woods. Woods going to back down Charles. Inside to Apple, and he gets the easy lay-in on the cut. Micah Spate will bring it forward. 13:45 to play in this contest. All SNU thus far. Still plenty of basketball to play, though. Spate going to drive. Gets both men in the air. Beautiful job by Spate. Just misses the layup. And then it'll go out of bounds. East Central basketball. Everything was right there from Micah Spate. Beautiful move, beautiful pump fake. Just couldn't get it to fall. Palmer gonna check out. Noah Starkey back into the game. Brown into the game again for the Tigers, as well as Akers. Jackson gonna bring it forward. Gets it to Brown. They'll move it all the way around. Back to Tally, off a screen. Tally drives, and they're going to get a reach-in foul on Spate, I believe. It will be Spate. Tried to come up with a steal there. 15 foul on SNU. Chris Stevens into the game, as well as Quaylen Newton.
3, Mike.
Charles and Johnson check out. Jackson to inbound. Will go deep for Akers, who corrals it. Goes to Brown. Brown to Apple. Apple going to hand it off to Tally. Tally going to drive, goes back to Apple, goes up at the rim, misses the layup. Newton with the rebound. Good ball movement by East Central. Apple just blew the layup there. Coleman Edwards with it. You know they're trying to get it to Noah Starkey here. Apple with 3 fouls. Spate, nice pass inside to Quaylen Newton. Back to Spate, 3-pointer on the way. It's good. Micah Spate heating up now. He's up to 8 points. To go with his 7 assists thus far. The lead now to 19, a game high here for SNU. Jackson with it. Jackson to Brown. We'll get it to Akers. Akers crosses over. Goes back to Brown. Apple now with it. Gets it to Tally, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Apple picks up his 4th foul. Was moving on that screen, and it's going the other way. That is 4 fouls on Apple. And it's SNU basketball. Back the other way comes Micah Spate. Go to Stevens. Back to Spate. Spate's feeling it. It's good! 58-36. Another 3-pointer from Micah Spate. 11 points in the game for the junior from OKC. 22-point lead for SNU. It's Akers now with it. Akers going to drive. Kicks. They'll go all the way out. Tally going to take a 3-pointer. That is an answer from Cameron Talley. His first bucket in quite a bit. He's up to 15 now. Spate going to bring it forward. Apple does remain in the game despite his 4 fouls. Ooh, careful there. Almost got it on the hedge. Coleman Edwards going to shoot a three-pointer. It's good, Coleman Edwards! 12 points from Edwards on 4 three-pointers. And the lead's back out to 22. Brown with it.
Close, Mike. Stay close.
Talley going to drive. Long two-pointer. Wow, what a shot there by Cameron Talley.
Punch.
Spate with it. Spate off a screen. Will go to Newton. Well, they got what they want down there, and it's going to be a big block by Brown. Again, just came from behind. He did that earlier. Spade had position, or Starkey, I should say, had position, but Brown just crashed down for the block. They'll go inside to Apple, and he'll get a foul and one. It'll be on Stevens. A block on one end and a bucket on the other. East Central looking for any momentum they can find. So we go to a break, 10:30 to play. SNU leading East Central 61-43.
Conference Basketball Championship Tournament returns to the Bruin Fieldhouse in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, March 7th through the 10th. It's all on the line as the league's top teams battle for the conference title and an automatic spot in the NCAA Division II Basketball Regionals. For ticket information and to follow GAC basketball throughout the season, visit GreatAmericanConference.com. The GAC Basketball Tournament, March 7th through the 10th. The Great
Back here in Ada, 10:30 to play. Southern Nazarene leading East Central 61-43. Joshua Apple's going to the line to try to complete a three-point play. Apple playing with 4 fouls right now. Has 7 points in this contest. Free throw is up, and it's good. So East Central cuts it down to 17. As we said, still plenty of basketball to play in this one. Johnson to Newton. Gets it to Edwards. Edwards back to Newton. Moving it around and trying to get inside to Starkey, and a wild pass, and it's intercepted. Brown comes up with the steal. East Central just trying to get a little bit of momentum, get a basket here to get it to 15. That'd be exactly what they're looking for. Akers going to go to Apple. To Jackson. Jackson going to drive baseline. Kicks, almost taken away. They were looking for Talley in the corner. Under 10 to play in this contest. Talley to inbound. Goes to Apple.
Pass, flick, Cole. Flick, Cole.
Jackson with it, top of the arc. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Talley with it. Goes to Brown, 2 seconds, 1 second. It's going to be a shot clock violation going the other way. Great defense all around from the Crimson Storm on that possession. Just what they needed there. See if they can turn that into offense on the other end. Newton hands off to Dunn. Three-pointer on the way. Front iron no good. Rebound is going to go off East Central and will stay SNU basketball. Noah Starkey down there battling for the board. Good look there from Dunn. Dunn made 7 three-pointers in the win in Bethany, and then it's intercepted. Baseline pass intercepted by Jackson. Some turnovers here in the last couple of possessions for SNU. Now up to 7 in this game. They only had 2 in the first half. Apple with it. Akers going to drive. They'll go to Apple at the baseline, about 18 feet away. Now they'll go back out to Jackson. Jackson goes baseline, long jumper off the mark. Holman Edwards with the rebound. Somehow Brown comes up with it. Akers goes up, runs right into Zach Johnson, and it's an offensive foul. And not to mention, Quaylen Newton went and sent that into the third row in the process. Micah Spade into the game for Zach Johnson. So SNU in a little bit of a scoreless run here, 2:20 without a basket. What you like to see from SNU on the road, what they've struggled with is three-point shooting. They're 8 of 18 today from behind the arc. Starkey with it. Starkey gets a double team. Starkey will kick it back to Edwards. We'll move it over to Dunn. Dunn going to go inside to Newton. Newton going to go up and draw a foul. 3 Tigers converged on Newton there to draw the foul. They're going to go Brown on that one. That's going to be his second. Ashton Charles set to check back in here in just a moment. So Newton will go to the line for a pair of free throws with 8:42 to play in this contest. First free throw's up and good from Quaylen Newton. Newton up to 3 points in this game. 1 of 2 from the field, 1 of 1 at the line. 3 assists and 2 rebounds so far this afternoon. Second free throw. It's up. Back iron no good. Rebound comes to Jackson. So it's still an 18-point lead here for SNU. Jackson going to drive. Good defense yet again by SNU. Tally with it. Quick dribble move. Kicks it out to Akers. Akers looking to drive on Dunn. Kicks to Brown, and Brown loses it. Good defense again by Newton. Alley, oop, up, just missed it there. Actually, Newton got absolutely slammed there, and Akers will get a dunk on the other end. Newton was on the floor on the other end after going up for the hoop. Incredibly, no call, but it turns into an easy bucket there for the Tigers. We got 8 minutes to play in this contest. Again, still plenty of basketball. SNU's up by 16. This is an East Central team that can score and score quickly. Spate to Edwards. Edwards goes to Newton. Newton going to go back to Spate. He'll take a three-pointer. Off the mark, no good. This is what East Central needed, a couple misses. Can they turn it into offense? Akers going to drive, kicks. Oh, Jackson just kept it from going out of bounds.
Come on, Mike. Finish, Black.
Apple with it. Apple to Tally. Tally, a couple crossovers. Now stuck, and almost taken away there by Spate. Now Tally drives, kicks to Apple, long two-pointer off the mark, but a long rebound by Brown, and now a three-pointer from Tally off the mark, and Newton gets the rebound. Spate going to bring it forward. Gets it over half court. They'll go to Edwards. Edwards goes to Dunn. Dunn going to come off a screen. Dunn almost gets it taken away. He does. It's ripped momentarily. Good hustle there by Spate. And then Tally just lays on top of Spate. And we'll have a timeout on the floor. 6:43 to play in this contest. SNU leads ECU 62-43. They literally laid on it.
There are those who stand forever ready, ready to defend the nation, ready to fight for what matters, no matter what.
Let's go! Get my round in there!
Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
When a customer is on the fence about buying a car, we should
Give him a hug.
No. Next.
Hand hug? Full frontal?
No way. Guys, practice hugs are not necessary. You don't have to practice hugging.
How about we serenade them?
Well, I'd be happy to sing a song for you.
It's terrible.
Diffie, driven by family since 1954.
6:43 to play in this contest. SNU holding a 62-46 lead over East Central. Crimson Storm 7 of 14 in the second half, shooting 50%, 5 of 8 from behind the arc, and 3 of 6 from the free throw line. The difference is they have turned the ball over 7 times in this half. East Central 8 of 17 from the field, 47%. Only 1 of 2 from behind the arc, not really getting a lot of shots off from deep. Then 2 of 3 at the free throw line. SNU as a team is shooting 48%. East Central as a team, 41%. Jaron Jackson with the basketball for East Central. Jackson goes to Akers. Akers going to drive. Akers going to put a shot up over Starkey and gets it to fall. My goodness. Nice finish there by Akers. Akers up to 4 in this game. Apple has played a lot of minutes. You got to imagine we're going to see King at some point here. Starkey going to take it. Starkey going to take a couple dribbles. Gets it to Dunn. Dunn going to take a three-pointer. It's good. Jonathan Dunn has 20 points in this game. His second three-pointer, and the lead back out to 17 with 6 to play. Akers with it. Akers will go to Apple. Apple hands off to Jackson. Jackson goes to Brown now, top of the arc. Brown looking for some space. Good defense here by the Crimson Storm. 5 seconds on the shot clock. They'll go to Jackson. Jackson. Oh, a couple of players go to the ground. Talley shoots a 3. How in the world? Somehow the person guarding Cameron Talley goes flying to the floor. And it's back to a 14-point game. Something didn't seem right there. Spate and Brown went to the ground. And we got a foul on Dunn. On an offensive foul. That's the 4th on Dunn. He's going to have to check out as Edwards comes into the game. As we said, still plenty of time in this game. Only 14 points is the deficit. SNU's going to have to keep up this strong defensive effort so far. Talley with it. Talley drives. Step back jumper. Off the mark, no good. Rebound by Noah Starkey, almost taken away. And Brown reaches in. And it will go out of bounds. Brown reached across Ashton Charles. I have seen Brown commit about 7 fouls in this game, and for some reason they do not want to call a foul on him. That is about the 7th time he has reached in, literally reached into Charles there and ripped him. Now they're going to have a conversation. And so it's East Central basketball. Jackson with it, steps back, fires a 2-pointer off the mark, and the rebound comes to Edwards. Micah Spate going to bring it forward here for the Crimson Storm. Spate going to come off a screen. They'll go to Edwards, 3-pointer on the way, off the mark, rebound by King. SNU has cooled down quite a bit here in the second half. At least in the last couple of minutes. Talley with it. Goes to Brown. Kicks it to King. King goes up. And it may have been a block shot there by Starkey. And it goes out of bounds. On the block shot. East Central's going to keep the basketball.
Got a box, Black, all 5 of us.
And they reset the shot clock. I'm not sure why. It was a block shot that went out of bounds. And they're going to get a foul off the ball on Starkey. I don't really know what's going on right now.
Solid black, 1-1. Box.
For Starkey, that's his 4. So King's going to get a pair of free throws. First one's no good. R.J. Palmer with the rebound. Micah Spate going to bring it forward. He goes over to Zach Johnson. And Johnson going to set the offense. They'll go to Edwards. Edwards into Charles. Charles going to drive. Kicks to Johnson. Kicks to Palmer. Palmer going to back his man down. They converge on him. He goes up anyways. No good. Rebound to Brown. Under 4 to play in this contest. Tally to Brown. They'll go to Akers. Akers going to drive baseline. Gets it stripped. Beautiful job there by Coleman Edwards. Just took it right from him. Johnson with it. Spate going to come off a screen. Spate, nice little pump fake. Goes to the basket. Gets the layup to fall. Micah Spate up to 13 points in this game. All coming in the second half. Brown with it. Brown drives and lays it in. Micah Spate brings it forward. We got under 3 to play in this contest. SNU is led by as many as 22. It's actually been a pretty good run here by ECU. It's 61-39. It's now a 67-53 game. Johnson, good pass inside to Palmer, and he gets the floater to fall. We'll get a timeout on the floor. 2:24 to play in this contest. SNU 69, East Central 53.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question, what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
Again, fans, our next contest will be on Thursday, January 24th. It will be the White Hot Game. SNU will take on Arkansas Monticello, 5:30 and 7:30. If you can't make it, we hope you'll tune into the broadcast, but we want everybody to be at the Sawyer Center as this 4-game road trip finally comes to an end. SNU finally comes back home. So we want you guys there, and we will have white shirts on hand for, let's just say, most of you. So we hope you are there. Get your free shirt and come on out and enjoy the game. As Jackson's going to come forward here for East Central. 2.5 to play in this game. SNU with a 16-point lead. Akers with it. There to go to Jackson. And it's intercepted by Micah Spate. He draws a foul. He's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1. Jackson with the foul. Arian King is back into the game. I mean, Cameron Talley, you know the kid's going to get his. He has 20 points, but on 8 of 17 shooting, with 4 3-pointers. And the King today only 3 points, 1 of 5 from the field. First one from Micah is good. He's up to 14 now. And really the big one tonight, you know, Noah Starkey's been in some foul trouble. Only has 4 points tonight on 2 of 6 shooting. R.J. Palmer has been the big one off the bench. 11 points, 5 of 9 shooting. Just a good collective effort picking up their center when it hasn't been his best night. 71-53 to score after both free throws go down for Spate. Tally Going to go to Woods. Goes to Jackson. They're going to go inside to King. King. Oh, he's blocked. Another block shot for R.J. Palmer. Palmer will slow his dribble down and get it to the point guard, Spate. Spate to Johnson. Now he'll get it to Dunn. Dunn, mid-range jumper, good. Jonathan Dunn up to 22 points. The lead is back to 20 with a minute and a half to play. Southern Nazarene inching closer to their 15th win of the season and their 8th win in conference play. Akers with it. They'll move it around to Jackson. Jackson spins, almost loses it. Wood's going to take a three-pointer. It's good. 1 minute to play. And Southern Nazarene is going to sweep the series over East Central. They will earn this road win and conclude their 4-game road trip with a 3-1 record. Dunn has it right now. Dunn going to go to Spate. Spate goes cross court, nice pass into Charles. Charles misses the layup, gets his own rebound, goes back up and lays it in. Dally going to bring it back down. Time running out here, 25 seconds to play. Akers going to go to the basket, misses the layup. King can't get the putback to go, and Charles pulls the rebound down, and that should do it. The Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm come to Ada and sweep the season series over East Central. A 75-56 play. A 75-56 win for SNU as they knock off East Central. And we'll look forward to Southern Nazarene coming back home here in a few weeks. Back to the Sawyer Center. Postgame's coming your way in just a moment. We'll have our postgame interview from one of the players as well as Coach Adam Bohach, so don't go anywhere. Getting your final score, SNU 75, East Central 56. Post-game show getting started here. Southern Nazarene comes in the East Central and leaves with a 75-56 win. We're here with Jonathan Dunn after his big game tonight, going for 22 points on 9 of 12 shooting. Jonathan, first of all, congratulations on the win. I got to start here. Thursday night, you play the number 1 team in the GAC in scoring offense, and you hold them to 57 points.
Yes,
tonight, you played the number 2 team in the GAC in scoring offense, and you hold them to 56 points.
Yes,
Talk about this defensive effort and how you were able to take 2 offenses, especially the one today, and give them all sorts of trouble.
Defense, we played together, and we all knew who we were playing. They're great teams offensively, and we knew to stop them and to win the game, we had to come together defensively and be productive on that.
You got a couple big games from some guys off the bench tonight. Coleman Edwards stands out. He had 4 3-pointers off the bench. I really feel like he kind of sparked the team early on with a couple 3-pointers. R.J. Palmer played some big minutes with Noah in foul trouble. You had guys like Chris Stevens off the bench, Ashton Charles. Talk about these guys coming off the bench, giving you that spark and being able to come and contribute.
And they do an amazing job. None of them are pouting because they don't start. Some of them could go somewhere else to start, and they do an amazing job just practice every day in and out and coming in, knocking down big shots, doing big plays on defense, and it's amazing just playing with them.
Yeah, and talk about yourself tonight. Offensively, I know you've had a couple games struggling a little bit percentage-wise from the field. 9 of 12 tonight. You seem to really be feeling it from the start. Talk a little bit, what you've been working on, how you were able to come out and really make an impact on the offensive end.
Just practicing, getting more shots. I know it's toward the middle of the season, so I have to find my own time to get more shots and keep my rhythm in, and just having my team trusting me.
Right.
Even though my percentage is bad, they're still telling me to shoot, take the shots that I didn't know I can make, and they just trust me a lot.
4-game road trip is over.
Yes, sir.
It's time to head back home to Bethany and get ready to play in the Sawyer Center. We'll be back at it Thursday. We'll have the White Hot game coming up. It'll be a fun little crowd hopefully on hand. Jonathan's going to tell you all make sure you're out there. But talk about coming back home and getting ready to play in front of your home fans and just the excitement just to be able to return home.
It's great. It's great to play back home, man. We've been on the road for too long. I hope the fans are ready for us to come back home, and it's going to be a great experience, especially with the whiteout. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing.
Jonathan Dunn, he goes for 22 points tonight. A great game from the junior from San Antonio. And Jonathan, congratulations on the win, and we'll look forward to seeing you later in the week.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, sir. You have a good one.
Thank you. Back here in Ada, Southern Nazarene defeats East Central 75-56, and we're here with head coach Adam Bohach. And Coach, first of all, congratulations on another tremendous win. I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Jonathan. Thursday, you played the number 1 team in the GAC when it comes to scoring offense, and you held them to 57. You played the number 2 team in the GAC in scoring offense today, and you held them to 56. Just talk about the defensive effort.
Yeah, defense is a team thing, and so that's the part that's most encouraging to me, James, is to guard well. It takes the whole team. And so we were really united and together this week, and maybe more so than we've been in the past couple weeks. And so that's why I think we were better defensively. So that's really encouraging going forward.
I want to talk a little bit about, it feels like, early in the game, obviously, feeling each other out, couple baskets, East Central's getting a few to fall. It seems like you had Coleman Edwards come off the bench. Jonathan gets a little foul trouble, and Coleman hits a couple 3-pointers, hits 3 in that first half, and it really seemed to spark everybody a little bit. Talk about him coming off the bench and kind of providing that lift, especially on the offensive end.
I thought it was really neat the way the bench responded, as you mentioned, James, the way our team responded. And they responded that way because they were happy for Cole, but they weren't happy because he made a 3-point shot. They were happy because they've seen him pay his dues in practice every day and not have a poor attitude any days. And because he's done that, when one goes in, the guys know that he's going to make it, and they know that he deserves it, and that's the response. And so that was a shot in the arm, and a credit to Cole for really practicing well the last several weeks.
Talk a little bit, Jonathan, we just spoke with him. He goes 9 of 12 from the field tonight, 22 points. Micah, slow start in the first half, but really responded huge in the second half with 15 points. Also had 7 assists, 3 steals. You had RJ with some big minutes off the bench. You guys, obviously it's never easy on the road, but you guys have struggled a little bit shooting from the field a little bit. So talk about these guys getting in their rhythm, sticking with it, and starting to see some shots go down and what you're kind of seeing from them.
Yeah, I thought, we played with a little more confidence maybe on offense, and we shared it a lot more. Jonathan was way more efficient. We moved it better, and we maybe passed up the first one to get a little bit better one and cut better and move the ball better and screen better, and I think that's why we shot it better.
All right, we talked about it Thursday, but I've got to talk about him again. I've got to talk about Zach Johnson. He gets another tough matchup with Cameron Talley. And, yes, Cameron had 20 points, but it was an 8 of 17 day, somewhat inefficient, 17 shots, only 20 points. And talk about Zach Johnson, how he sparks this team on the defensive end and what he's able to do.
Yeah, I thought Zach got off to a slow start, the first 4 or 5 minutes there. And Cameron, boy, he can cut. And so, he's a guy you have to guard before he ever gets it, and you have to guard him the whole time he doesn't have it. And I think that's what a really good offensive player does. You have to guard him the whole time, and that's a credit to their scheme and things. But I thought that when Zach came back in the game, he was dialed in and maybe had a little bit better idea or feel on how he was going to maneuver around out there, and then he got it back on track.
Absolutely. All right, going forward, this concludes a 4-game road trip. You guys get to come back to the Sawyer Center. Obviously, we got a couple days before Thursday, but obviously very exciting always to come back home and just talk about the excitement from the team, from the coaching staff, just to come back to your home crowd. It's really going to be the first true home game with the students back on campus and everything, and some big things going on there. So just talk about the excitement to be back on your home floor this weekend.
Yeah, I know the guys are excited to be at home, but I think we're most excited, James, just to we can feel some momentum of good play. When you play good for a few games in a row or play hard, you can build a little momentum within your season, and so I'm excited to see how that carries over into practice next week and how much better we can get next week before we play at home on Thursday.
We're going to close this broadcast out. SNU defeats East Central 75-56, and it's a couple of wins today. The women, we talked about last week, the women, what a win by them. They come from behind and get a big win as well, 63-60. So we thank you for joining us here live from Ada, and we'll look forward to bringing you our next broadcast on Thursday at Southern Nazarene. We'll take on Arkansas Mental. So starting at 5:30, 7:30. If you can't make it, join the broadcast, but myself and Coach Bodhotch are saying if you can come out to the Sawyer Center, come on out and enjoy what should be a fun night of basketball. Thank you again for joining us, and have a great rest of your night.